emotion to become devotion. We divide based on especially Bhagavata Purana. We divide 9 types of devotion. Remember, these are not the information. Problem with many of you is you think as information and you use this information to destroy yourself. Here we say 9 types of devotion. Wherever you are, adopt and improve. Not, justify, not try to understand intellectually. More you try to understand intellectually, more you are a dumb fellow, more you become emotional. And it doesn't work. That's why he says very carefully. The first one is that we say based on Navadha Bhakti Sutra. First one is called Shravanam. So Shravanam means listening to the divine stories, glories. So that means all the time Purana Shravanam, or when you start listening to it, many things happens. First of all, we see, look, all the gods, goddesses also go through tough time. But how they made use of toughest time into their favor, you hear through the stories. Then when you compare yourself, you are nobody. In fact, you are going through very less. Then what happens? If God, who is called Savior for me, had to go through, who am I? So you have strength to overcome. So that's why this Shravanam also takes care of a devotee, because without Shravanam, you cannot have stronger devotion. That's why in the earlier classes we have said that only when you do Purana Shravanam again and again, then only devotion will be stronger. So nowadays you have a Shravan of what? All these social media people. And you have devotion for them, you understand? You follow them. And that's why they have got millions of viewers and millions of followers. Then after Shravanam comes Kirtanam. So Kirtanam means singing praise of God. So you do Kirtanam. So not only you listen to, you also start putting into the oral. So when you have to put speaking, so definitely you listen better. And when you start doing God's Kirtanam, definitely you cannot talk bad things either. In fact, that's why many people, what they do, very nice we have in India, suppose by mistake if you say something wrong comes out or you think wrong, you understand? Automatically it will come. Person, what does it mean? In my thinking or in my knowledge or without knowledge, something is happening. Oh, you are aware. So through Kirtanam, this happens. And after Kirtanam comes Smaranam. Remembering the divinity, the activities of divinity. And once that happens, now your worries, and we'll talk later on what happens, what doesn't happen. Then the fourth one should be Pada Sevanam. So Pada Sevanam means serving, starting with Lord's feet. That's why I have seen, especially in temples, that Lord goes to sleep. Only in all over India, only one temple, that is called Jagannath temple, where when Lord goes to sleep, that sleeping time is people watch. Gita Govinda, dance and other things will happen. That's very nice. Whereas other temples, while sleeping time, only few people will be there to take care. And you will be shocked and surprised to know, all the temples, there will be a proper bed in the night. And the Ushava Murti, the representative of the god, they will be brought and make the god to lie down. They will put the blanket in winter If it is summer, fan or air condition has to be done. Proper pillow. Everything has to be done. And they keep changing that every day, like how human beings. It really is amazing to see that. And also they do some padaseva also. Sometimes to see that, because in a close circle, really amazing to observe that. Because that serving attitude defines that I am ready to be available. And after Padasevanam comes Archanam, another type. So Archanam is ritualistically. So ritualistically you relate with flower Archana, with a different way, so that there is some knowledge involved. And you try to glorify the Lord with different aspects of God in the form of name in a ritualistical way. Then comes Bandhanam. You do Bandhana, means offering prayers. 7.1 is called Dashyam, Dashyabhava. Dashyabhava means serving as a servant of God. That's why Vaishnavas, their surname is called Dasha. In fact, they always consider themselves, they say, Dashoham iti, aham dasaha iti. I am a servant. That's why sometimes it is better to relate with this Vaishnavas than the so-called Vedantini. I have my problem with Vedantini, okay, that's why I'm relating, telling you openly. However, then comes Sakhyam. Sakhyam means being friendship with God. We have examples we'll come across. And finally, the ninth Navadha Bhakti, 9.1 is called Atma Nivedanam. So this Atma Nivedanam means offering one's own self, complete surrender ityartha. So in short, when look at this, all these stages, even though physically we talk this, all are physically related, but when we try to look at attitude-wise, we divide it into two categories. One is Sakama Bhakti, other one is Nishkama Bhakti. We have discussed everything, okay? I'm trying to put everything together. So don't look at me differently. So attitude-wise, we put them Sakama and Nishkama. Now, Nishkama is something, has two stages. Okay, Sakama means what? Sakama means you have a devotion, bhakti means devotion, with kama, with desire. So seeking benefits. How it happens also we can see, because that also we need to look at how this Sakama can be in Shanta Bhava, because all these devotions with relationship. So as a Shanta, very peaceful adoration. It's like, sometimes you love somebody hidingly from a distance. Very peaceful way. So some people love God from a distance. Wow. Also it can be Dasya Bhava, serving, that servitude attitude. And of course, sometimes this servitude becomes arrogant. That we'll discuss also, how this happens and why happens. Then Sakhya Bhava, friendship. Vatsalya Bhava, parental love. And Madhurya Bhava, conjugal love. So these are the relationships also available.